Thank you, Omar, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, wherever in the world you are joining us from. I'm Kirsty Britz, and I'm the Director of Sustainable Banking at the NatWest Group, and I'd like to welcome you all, both personally and on behalf of the NatWest Group, to day 2 of this year's Ethical Finance Summit. For those of you who tuned in to the regional leadership showcases yesterday, I hope you found them insightful. As long-term partners of Jeffy, we certainly value their global outlook and network. It helps us understand best practice in what I think you will all agree is now a blisteringly dynamic world of sustainable banking and investment, wherever in the world that may be found. So we're delighted to be the host partners of the Ethical Finance Summit, now for the 6th time, as well as strategic partners for Jeffy's Path to COP campaign. And once again, we've been able to contribute to the summit with participation from some of our senior ranks, including our Chief Financial Officer, Katie Murray, later on today, as well as our Chairman, Sir Howard Davis, in tomorrow's lineup. So do particularly watch out for those sessions, which I know you will enjoy. Multi-stakeholder collaborations like this one with Jeffy provide us with a wonderful opportunity to share the experiences that we have gathered on our path to become a more sustainable bank. It gives us the opportunity to learn from others to inform our own thinking and courses of action. And the ambitious goals we have, like those set out in the Paris Agreement or the UN's global goals, cannot be solved by any of us acting in isolation, but they require collaboration on a local, national and global scale. So that's why, in addition to working with Jeffy, we are enthusiastic partners in a range of collaborations, from business in the community, which is now nearly 40 years old, to the Net Zero Banking Alliance, which is not yet 40 days old, and many, many more in between. So why is working with others so important? Well, we know, like many of you, that becoming a more sustainable bank means serving our customers, communities and society well today, but it also means leaving a planet and society that will serve future generations just as well, if not better. And some things are very much within our direct control to change. And firstly, we need to understand what these are and then get on with it, making those proprietary changes necessary with an open change or explain approach. Other things are not problems that we can solve alone, but they require a web of actors, identifying shared objectives and, importantly, being clear on our respective roles to coordinate change. And this is really difficult. It takes time and a huge degree of patience to achieve. And we're starting to see this, particularly around carbon management. We have great hopes for COP26 this year, but it is critically important that we use these emerging experiences on carbon to enable the management of other natural and then social capitals to follow suit. And last year, we took an important step on our path to sustainability. We took the choice to become a bank that is purpose-led. And our purpose, which is to champion potential, helping people, families and businesses to thrive, was shaped by working with the Blueprint for Better Business. And that's an independent charity which aims to create a better society through better business. Being purpose-led means we turn our attention to create value across the lives we touch by being honest and fair with our customers and suppliers, acting as a responsible employer, operating as a good citizen in our communities, and being guardians for the next generation. And I don't know about you all, but it does seem like we're reaching peak purpose nowadays. But there is a difference between having a purpose and being prepared to be led by it. A corporate purpose must encompass and be relevant to all business operations. And for big layered organisations like our one, this means that the statement of purpose itself is often quite broad, and necessarily so. how effectively this purpose gets interpreted into operational decisions, market choices, and a granular performance plan, just like any other strategic direction, is where the metal hits the road. Being committed to put purpose first and then taking the time to develop it with the same rigor as good strategy requires is really a fundamental constituent of sustainability, without which nothing else can stick. And for us, at the centre of our approach is the belief that we must have a reciprocal relationship with society, with the environment, and with the communities where we operate. As a large corporation, we benefit from a range of social goods in the form of customer trust, deposits, an educated workforce, licenses, protections, infrastructures, and all of these enable us to operate. And in return, through our purpose, we seek to create enhanced social value, seeing this as a healthy and natural expectation of us to do business. And yes, building a more sustainable bank will build a more sustainable, more resilient, more investable business fit for the long term. But the very basic first step is that simple recognition that this is the right and healthy way to do business. The more organisations that accept and embrace this essential concept of social contract, rather than reverting only to arguments of self-interest, the quicker we can unlock the systemic changes needed to make business work for all of us. Underpinning everything, we need to meet standards and conditions that ensure we operate as a responsible business. And these are around important matters like conduct, diversity, inclusion, fair pay, taxes, customer safety, and of course, human rights. And these are some of the things that are often the focus of ESG analysts and the seemingly unstoppable growth of ESG benchmarks. And they're the fundamental building blocks of how a purpose-led business is built on the right culture, conduct, policies, and governance. But what the ESG ratings find harder to evaluate is how effective a corporate strategy is at identifying and prioritizing the right areas of social or environmental impact that are most material to long-term sustainability. Our purpose-led strategy aims to deliver long-term sustainable performance and seeks to accelerate social value where we believe we can make the greatest contribution. And we focused on three areas. First, by helping to minimize the impact of climate change. So we've made our own direct operations net zero, and we're working with customers and stakeholders to accelerate the low carbon transition. As part of this, we're really proud to be the main banking partner of the UN's COP26 later this year, wanting to establish meaningful near-term goals and actions. So not just 2050, 2040 net zero goals, but 14 months ago, we committed to the task of halving the impact of our total financed emissions by 2030. And this has driven immediate action now and changes that we are very much in the thick of processing. And this is an area where we absolutely need external engagement and collaboration across sectors. Secondly, by encouraging enterprise and entrepreneurship, so helping drive inclusive economic growth both within and across the UK. And specifically by reducing or removing the specific barriers faced by underrepresented groups, so women, ethnic minorities, and the regional disparities of enterprise. And third, by supporting learning. So this is both inside and outside of the bank. For our colleagues, this means giving them better opportunities for continual learning, as well as building a healthy, diverse, and inclusive workplace, whereby we can attract and retain talent. And for our customers and communities, we're really passionate about building financial confidence and resilience. So this goes from over 1 million school children a year learning about money through our Money Sense programme, which is now in 2/3 of UK schools, through to helping older customers develop their digital skills and stay safe from fraud and scams. We do see our purpose as a commercial imperative rather than a trade-off, which is narrowly how sustainability is often seen. Quite simply, if our customers succeed, then so will we. And living and working in the same streets, the same towns, and the same communities as our customers, 19 million of them, we can see their worries, their hopes, and the barriers that get in the way of them achieving their potential. And we can champion that potential by supporting them at every stage of their lives. And it's with this approach, our purpose will create longer term and deeper relationships with our customers, helping them, our communities and the economy as a whole to thrive and in turn deliver sustainable returns for our shareholders. And COVID-19 proved to be very much, I would say, a wind tunnel test of our new strategy, arriving almost at the same time as our new strategy was launched. But it was great to see that almost immediately our new purpose kicked into action. And we adapted our operations to support our customers. We prioritized the safety and the well-being of our colleagues. And we leveraged our existing partnerships to support the most vulnerable in society. And that's whether it's through the choices we made and how to put customers first, with the extraordinary measures of financial support we put in place, the transformation of our head office into a charity distribution hub, or the donation of £10 million to the National Emergencies Trust. But our purpose has been really very helpfully sitting at the heart of every decision we've made every day, even though it was so new. And we are determined to harness this energy as we support our customers and the wider economy to rebuild more sustainably in the months and years ahead. And while we don't yet know what the long-term impact of the coronavirus pandemic will be, we do know the crisis has had a profound effect on society and on how we all live and work. And many of the changes we've seen over the last year are likely to remain with us long into the future. And these changes do bring with them challenges, but also opportunities to do things better. And despite the acceleration provided by the pandemic, we are aware that our work to really embed purpose into NatWest Group has only just begun. We need to build our capability in making balanced decisions that do factor in the impact on multiple stakeholder groups. And this is often really not easy. We're integrating our governance to ensure our purpose is embedded within our existing framework of governance and processes, and to make sure purpose is put at the heart of the machinery of our business in that way. And as we look to a future beyond the coronavirus, we will build on the progress we've already made to shape a more sustainable future for our stakeholders, meaning that in turn we can deliver more sustainable, more resilient returns to our shareholders. And as I said at the start, we are very happy to be working with Jeffy again this year. Our participation in this conference will give me and my colleagues more insight and more new perspectives that will help us shape a more sustainable bank with purpose at its core. I hope it does the same for you and for your organisations, and I do hope you enjoy the sessions over the next 2 days. Thank you.